everyone.
What's up guys, unofficial MCU here. Hope you're all doing well, and in today's video we have some new interesting insights into the way Marvel has performed their recent TV shows on Disney+. Anyway, we're gonna hop right on into it, kind of break it all down for you guys, because this has some pretty big implications and I think meanings for with what we may see in the future of Marvel, in particular Disney+ shows being released. Let's go ahead and hop on into it. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing all types of Marvel-related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So, if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Also, be sure to hit that little notification bell right next to it to be notified for when we have new videos dropping here on the channel almost on the daily. There is a lot of Marvel news to keep up with. It's exactly why we're here, is to keep you guys updated with everything, not just that, but also break it down for you guys. As always, I really appreciate all of the support. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from the direct article as an overall garnering source. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. Most recently, in a weird sense, in a weird way, Marvel has kind of clapped back at the fan reception from many of their MCU Disney Plus shows, and one of their big bosses in particular had shared the perfect response to this backlash of MCU TV shows. Marvel Studios has had plenty of wins and losses at the same time since entering the streaming game with Disney+, and one executive has some recent thoughts on that. While the MCU faced criticisms for shows and projects such as Secret Invasion and She-Hulk, it has also had some major successes on Disney+, such as Loki, Moon Knight, and based on early reviews thus far, Daredevil Born Again appears set for those same successes. And it seems most recently that Marvel Television is making changes after this Disney Plus criticism, and that they are making those changes that the fans are kind of calling for. And so, recently during an interview with theradios.com, Marvel Television boss Brad Windebum had replied back to the backlash to previous Disney Plus shows as Daredevil Born Again prepares to swing onto the streamer, as its first 2 episodes are now streaming. Windebum noted its goal moving forward will be to only proceed with things that we think can last for multiple seasons. And with that in mind, 2 things, comes to mind. Is, for one, this isn't the first time that we've actually heard of this, is Disney and Marvel Studios in particular wanting to move towards this new strategy of if we are able to make multiple seasons out of a given Disney Plus project, they no longer want to use these Disney Plus shows as a quote-unquote origin story for many of their characters, because it just makes things overly complicated than it really needs to be, arguably. Like shows or like projects like Miss Marvel, for example. Honestly, she's a great character, and it was a great show, but it's something that honestly could have also maybe been saved just for Captain Marvel 2, the movie The Marvels. Anyway, he says, in quote, "With Marvel, there's always a little bit more of a spotlight on us because people are paying attention to what we have in development, but the goal is to only proceed with things that we think can last for multiple seasons, a story that can sustain." And I need that quote right there. And it's something that they're already doing with Daredevil, as that's officially already been confirmed for a 2nd season. Most recently, there's been rumors and whispers, it felt like these last couple of weeks, of that Moon Knight Season 2 very well could be a thing, and then same thing for Hawkeye Season 2 possibly potentially happening. So it's not like they're trying to come up with new characters or new stories, essentially. They're first trying to revisit some of those older stories and kind of see if they're able to pick things up where they kind of left them for some of those projects and shows. Like She-Hulk, I think honestly could be one of those. Same thing as I had mentioned, Hawkeye I think would be a great one. Definitely Moon Knight, maybe potentially Loki Season 3 being a thing and happening as well. The Marvel Studios veteran continued to explain that his hopes is to create television for television that may be more traditional than they thought at first. And then that's into the sense of that when Disney had first started developing shows for Disney Plus, or much rather Marvel Studios started developing Marvel shows essentially for Disney Plus, they were approaching it from the wrong aspect of things, and they were essentially treating the productions like movies. Like they didn't have showrunners, instead they had just kind of like one continuous director instead, which isn't necessarily all that bad of a thing, but when it comes to a production like Marvel Studios and a given show, things kind of just get a bit messy and aren't being fully solved through all the way, and like they're just kind of changing gears too much, if that kind of makes sense. He reveals and says that, in quote, "You have to take risks and see what works and what succeeds, of course. I'll say that we learned a lot, and my hopes is that we can create television for television that's perhaps a little bit more traditional than we had thought at first." Ending that quote right there. Now, at the same time, it also importantly noted how future shows might come out for a longer period of time, season over season, and could even have an annual release schedule, essentially, kind of into the sense of, like, I think a good example of that would be a given NBC show, maybe like This Is Us. I remember watching that a couple of years ago, and there'd be a new season to look forward to every spring, essentially, and so it could kind of be the same sense of that, pretty much. And the goal, according to Winterbum, is to have fans living with characters for a long period of time, somebody that you kind of grow with, kind of similar to how we've seen, I guess, maybe Harry Potter and those movies, or more realistically, the Avengers, ever since the first Avengers movie leading up to the events of Avengers Endgame, like with that OG5, in making content for television, though, however, that is different from big event movies that are made for the grand theatrical experience. Like, they'll eventually want to integrate those television characters onto the big screen, of course. It's just a matter of when it fits, essentially. He reveals that in quote, "Something that feels more comfortable where we're living with characters for a long period of time, and more like a television show that makes it different from big event movies, and you can only see a giant screen that are worthy of a cinematic experience like that." I think that quote right there. All in all, I feel very confident with the future of the MCU Disney Plus streaming side of things and just Marvel shows in general. I know that they have had a couple of rocky shows here and there that just didn't really pan out to be the best. They definitely could have been better. It's just a fact of, I think, a step forward. They're kind of noticing that and listening to the fan reception and taking a different approach at many of their upcoming newer MCU shows. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Different theories as well, I'm all ears. Let's discuss. I love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Leave a like on today's video, as it really does help out the channel. I really appreciate it. Stick around here on the channel, Unofficial MCU, by hitting that subscribe button and notification bell to be notified for when we have new videos dropping here on the channel, almost on the daily. There's a lot of Marvel news and craziness that has been going on. That's exactly why we're here, is to keep you guys all updated on all of it and explain it all. Also, check out our merch shop, linked in the description down below, or to the channel. Also use codes Team Iron Man or Team Cap in all caps, depending on what team you are a part of, to get 10% off of your order. I'll be updating and dropping new designs on a regular basis, so make sure you check it out. It can make a perfect gift for someone else or even for yourself. With whatever way you support the channel, I really deeply do appreciate it. Whether it's simply watching today's video or purchasing one of our products, thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Peace out.